All right, pre-algebra students, we are on to worksheet 4-3 in this class. This is the last topic in part 1. Part 2 actually starts out with topic 5. So this just keeps going and going and going. All right, so you can see that the answers are up there. Go ahead and pause, grade yourself, come back, and we'll talk about what's going on in this worksheet. All right, so we have multiplication going on in this worksheet. All right, and the opposite of multiplication is division. So to undo what's going on in this multiplication, to find this unknown thing, the opposite that I can do to figure it out is to divide both sides by 2. Now this is kind of like when we did the first worksheet, 4-1. Order doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter if it's flip-flopped. I'm still dividing. That's the only opposite operation. I don't have to worry about the order of it, okay? So I divide both sides by 2. This is going to go away. They're going to cancel out, and 2 goes into 12 6 times. So I know my unknown box is 6. All right, same thing here. I'm going to divide both sides by this 4 because that's the opposite operation. And that is going to give me, cancel, cancel, 4 goes into 12 3 times. Now, in this one, let's go ahead and test it. So I put the 3 in for the box, for the unknown. 4 times 3 happens to be 12. Look at that, it's true. So the opposite operation does work to give us the answer. All right, so in this one, I want to divide both sides by 5. Cancel, cancel, my box equals 4. All right, which is exactly what I got. All right, you should be hitting the ground running because multiplication is probably the easiest thing we're going to learn in all this. So we're going to divide both sides by 16. All right, 16 goes into 112. It does go into it. We're not going to get a fractional value. All right, it goes into it 7 times, I believe. Let's test it out. So 4 times 4, it's 42. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 more is 11. So yes, it goes in 7 times. So my box equals 7. All right, for this one, I know that if it was 25 and 200, it would go in 8 times, okay? But this is 24 and 216. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel these out. My box equals, let's go ahead and see what 9, one more, would equal. All right, so 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 2 is 18, plus that extra 3 is going to be a 21. Yes, it goes in 9 times. All right, going to divide this time both sides by 31. All right, so I am going to get dyslexic and write it backwards. I do happen to be dyslexic, but I don't find it a hindrance. I find it a blessing. All right, so yes, 31 times 4 is going to give me that 124 I'm looking for. All right, look, these are flipped, but the process still does not change because order does not matter in multiplication. It doesn't matter which way I multiply things, it's still going to get me the same answer. This is not the truth with division, though, so we do have to care about order when we get to the next worksheet. All right, I'm going to divide both sides by 3 because that's the opposite operation. That's going to cancel. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so my answer is 4. And that makes sense because if I test it, both sides are 12. All right. Divide both sides by 15. Our box, if you look at a face of a clock, there are 4 15-minute segments on it. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and if I go the whole way around the clock, it's 60 minutes. So 4, 15 times 4. All right. Going to divide both sides by 96. Okay, this is going to cancel, cancel. Let's see what 96 times 2 is. That's 12. Carry my 1. 18, 19. So it goes in 2 times. Last one, how many times can 17 go into 120? Well, a good guess would have been to start at 4 or 5. Let's start at 5. Oh, and then you would see you have just enough room to squeak out another one. Let's try 6. So let me show you a trick. This doesn't always work, but if you just visualize the first multiplication step, 6 times 7 is 42. The last digit is 42. So my last digit of my final answer is going to be 2. This will even work with a 2-digit number, because that first one, if you can identify what the last digit is, then it's not going to change even in a 2-digit number. So just look at that very first multiplication. What is my last digit of my number going to be? Is it the same as what I have here? Oh yes, that might be the way to go. So if I was looking through numbers, I would have said, okay, my first step in the multiplication would have been 4 times 7. If I wanted to see what 17 times 4 is, that's going to give me 28. Carry my 2. My last digit of my final answer is going to be 8. 8 is not the last digit of this number. Let's go on to another one. 17 times 5. Well, 5 times 7 is 35. Carry my 3. My last digit of my number is going to be 5. This one's 2. So go on up to 6, and then you would see, hey, that's the answer. That's just a quick way when you're doing these to that way you don't have to do the whole entire math, okay? Hopefully that made sense. We'll do it in class, okay? All right, I'll see you guys in class.